Alright, so it's next day. Finally got the EGR valve off. And I was fighting with it yesterday and today, trying to fucking get a pry bar and all that shit in there and pry on it. There's just nowhere good to pry on it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, I gotta get some leverage somehow. And I was thinking to myself this morning, you know, maybe I could put like something across these bolts and put them in and put some holes in a piece of steel or something to get some pry on it or something. And I'm like, wait a minute, dummy, just put the pipe back on. You know, after I got these bolts out, these 4 bolts, just put the pipe back on, put the fucking bolts in finger tight, and then it came out in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Not even that, like 5 minutes. I just wiggled it and I put some pressure on this side with my hand as I was wiggling it just to pull it away, and just kind of wiggled it in a circle left and right, up and down, and it popped right off. So freaking dummy, dude. I should have thought about that in the first place. I didn't even think about it. But there's a tip for you if you're trying to get your fucking EGR valve off. Just take all these, you got to take this off first so you can get it out of the way, because it's right in the way of that bolt right there. And those are long bolts, so you can't get it out with that in there. But that pipe's real easy to take off. It's 2 10 millimeters. Get you a long extension like this so you can get down behind it, because you know you'll have to go behind this one. And take them out. Make sure you save the gasket or get a new one. I would get a new one. Don't be a cheap bitch. And take the 4 main bolts out that are right here, right here, right here, and there's one back here. And then put this back on, finger tight. All right, just put these in finger tight, or use a socket, but just only tighten it by hand just so it'll hold in place. And then just wiggle it up and down and left and right, or maybe around in a circle as you're kind of pulling pressure down on it, and it'll come right off. So I wish I'd have thought about that in the first place. Now I feel like an idiot. You know, it's common sense. Like, you gotta get some pride, you gotta get something on there to get some leverage on it to get it moving. And I don't know why I didn't think of that immediately, just putting that pipe back on there, because it's not like you're putting a lot of force on it, it's just by hand. But I just didn't even think about it. And I've seen other people do videos on them and they didn't think about it either. So, you know, they were in there doing the same thing, friggin' trying to get it off by hand without nothing, no leverage on it. So whatever. So there's a tip for you: get your EGR valve out.